What's going on, guys? It's Josh. I'm here with my boys in the fraternity. Guys, say what's up, whoever's in here right now.
Yo,
What's
yo.
good?
So, we were actually debating on having another pledge class. No, that's not what we were debating. We were having a good talk on Tilray. Um, a lot of us were in disbelief seeing this today. We talked about this even yesterday, we discussed about it. So, I guess the question is, do we short Tilray right now? Is it now a good time to short it, buy puts, or is there an opportunity to buy it? I guess. Do you guys have? We've already talked about it. You guys who are in here so far. So tell me this: do you have any thoughts you want to bring up to discuss, or do you think is a main point we should cover that'll be important? You guys have kind of heard my thoughts on it already, or how many of you still any of you think there's an opportunity in Tilray right now?
I mean, since
It's tough, man.
you look at that 1 month chart, or I think, yeah, it's either the 1 through 3 month chart, and you're at a 554% gain. So, in my opinion, I think, you missed the boat if you're looking to buy in equity wise. And then if you're looking to trade the options, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg for that premium. So, in my opinion, I don't think you could buy it with the risk reward difference being in your favor.
Amen. I agree. And I guess the thing is though, and like this is the big question because people who were looking at Tilray yesterday, I said the exact same thing about it yesterday. Today it's up $73. And now this is for many reasons. The CEO went on Mad Money. Even an important fact that people should know about Tilray, and I'll probably make a follow-up video. The CEO owns 80% of the outstanding stock, something around there. So he's the one who's made the most money. If he's not dumping and selling and taking profits, this thing has the potential to keep going up. And I say that with very, very big words of caution. But that is an interesting fact. But again, the whole dilemma here is we said this yesterday, and then it does this. And every single one of us today in this room, we were looking at the options chain. I'm sure every single one of us, we felt a little bit of FOMO. Is that fair to say?
Of course. 100%.
Yeah, you can't not look at this. Like I was saying it, I know Remy was like, don't even say that. I was like, dude, I could have made $1 million on this play. Realistically, 500%. Okay, I was talking 100 grand moves, maybe even then 20 grand to 100 grand. You could have done a decent amount, and that's just on the stock alone. If you saw what the options were doing, it's insane. But you're gonna get FOMO on this, and now this brings up really, do you short it? Do you buy it? The easy answer is just fucking watch it. Don't even touch this. There's other plays. I did play other things. I told you guys earlier, Zenerba, this one ran up. I grabbed some options on it today at a pretty affordable price. It's related. Then there's Cron. I'm getting this stuff and, obviously look at what's inflated, but now it's starting to look like Bitcoin, Tilray in the sense of big bubble. This is the leader. They're the one killing it. And then it's going to start spreading into anything weed related. And, certain things are going to be better than others. I like Zenerba, actually. They're FDA. We'll talk about that. But essentially what I'm saying is, do you play this or not? No, on either end, because the calls are one, just you're going to spend way too much. Until tomorrow, I'd wait, not till tomorrow, but because September 21st, there may not be good options. But today, you guys see the stock went up so much, they weren't even selling options past 190. So tomorrow morning, we're going to get new options, but everything's going to be really expensive. And, it's just the premium you're going to be paying on this is going to be a lot. It's probably not going to be worth it. And again, I said the same thing yesterday. I said that about this. This was a $600 contract. It went up $5,000 today. Is that 10,000% or 900%? Yeah, okay. It's like, geez. But, so that's the risk you run, but that's the thing. I'd rather run the risk. Yeah, I miss out 1,000% gainer than buying a literal piece of garbage where, you buy a 180 call, or imagine you buy like a 250 call today, it goes back to 150. If you look at your portfolio, you're going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking spending that much $100 out of the money? So it's very volatile. But now the big question, I think, in my opinion, should you short it? I think if you could short it just legitimately on the stock, you got to be careful. Again, you're going to take an extraordinary risk, but if you're not holding overnight on the short, I think shorting the stock is the best option of the options in general, because if you're going to buy a put, I wouldn't even touch the puts on this. I bought a put when it was at like 100. I bought puts around here, and I remember it dropped, I think, from like 125 to like $93. So that's like what, a $30 move? The puts didn't even go up in value. They broke even. So you got to look at the spreads, and this is what we talked about earlier today too on Tilray. You'll notice these are $3 spreads because the market makers, the history of the stock has literally shown this thing could move $4 or $5 in minutes. We saw it earlier today drop, I think $10. What? 232 to 211. This is in what, 2 minutes? Stock moved $20. So they know that they're going to protect themselves. So that's what you got to be careful for on these options. So that's what I'm saying. Even if you buy the call, trying to play a scalp, trying to buy a put, just to get your buy at the ask, you want to sell at the bid, you're going to be paying a $3-4 difference. So you're going to need a $3-4 intrinsic value move just to make up for your spreads. But that's the issue here. The spreads and prices of these puts are so high, even you're not going to make money extrinsically on these. The IV is already very, very high. Sure, the contracts went down in value, but even then, this is actually a great example. I think this is the best example I could show you guys why you shouldn't buy the puts. This is a 175 put. So this was closer to, was that in the money today? Jesus. What were they at yesterday? 130. So like, look, you could have bought like 135 puts at the money yesterday, right? What do you guys notice?
Nothing.
It's going down.
But think about this. I'm showing you an option, right? That has moved $100 in the last 24 hours from where it was at. And what has the price done in the last day?
Just move like $8. Well, not 18.
Yeah. $8, 21%. So you're telling me underlying asset of the stock moves 45%, and the call or the put only depreciates 25% or 20%?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
short is fucked up.
Do you see
that's the crazy thing, because I think a lot of people are viewing this as like, oh, it's just going to keep going up, so the calls are expensive, but it's the inverse is correct too, because these market makers know, like, if it can go up that high, it can fall the same way it came down, right? Like
exactly, or even then they don't know, but they're just savvier business people.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, it was selling for this price yesterday. Let's widen our spread. We're just not going to sell it any cheaper than this. Why? They're not going to expose themselves to it, because statistically, the odds are it could easily go there. So this is what I'm saying is the issues, because like, think about a normal option, a normal stock. Like, if right now, what, Facebook, remember when Facebook moved 30% on that earnings?
Yeah.
What did the options do?
Fucking still up.
Skyrocket.
Dude, they went up 6,000%, 7,000%. You bought puts, they went to zero. You lost 100% of your put value a month out. In this case, you're seeing the stock move 46%, $9 billion in market cap, and you're telling me the put has only gone down 20%? Please tell me that just doesn't make any absolute sense at all. You see, this is the issue with the put. This is the issue I'm having with it, and this is why I'm saying there's not really a play on this. Now, in the future, like we talked about, I think wait till this hype comes down. This is gonna be an awesome stock to trade on, awesome thing to get long-term stuff on as the industry gets more mature. I know Jerry brought something up very, very important too, which is, it has a lot of weight. It's the political risk. It's saying, how people are going to respond, like people like Trump, the whole Canada, you get banned thing. How are those people going to respond to weed? And, this industry needs to get more mature. These are great signs of the industry getting more mature. We're seeing big investments. We're seeing it get to that point. I love all of those factors, but this is still very immature in the sense of, people are jumping on this as if it's going to produce a return. But, when you're paying 226 per share, you're really factoring in a high future growth. And really, there's just a lot of room for competitors to come in. There's a lot of room for many things that could happen and change, but this is a good step. Right now, we're just going through it's bubble. There's a lot of hype. I'm not really a fan of Tilray. If you want to play the bubble, go play the cheaper ones, the, Auroras, the Crons, Zenerba. I like that one. I picked up some of these today. I picked up some calls on it just because it hasn't really moved as much as the other ones considerably. So it has, more of a premium. But again, it's not as linked to the bubble. So it could very well do its own thing. So don't take my word on that. But anyways, that's pretty much it, I'd say, on that. You guys have anything to add?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Seeing as Tilray is an IPO, what about the lockup period?
Um,
Surge.
That's a great question. Traditionally, it's 90 days. Like if you even go look at Neo, so October 19th, actually. Oh, dude, they're gonna fucking dump to shit on you guys.
Because you did.
I'll look it up. We could go look. What's up?
No, because you did say the CEO does hold a majority of the outstanding shares, and if the stock has surged so much, what's from him like dumping half, like 40% of his shares?
Well, that's the thing, yeah. And a lot of investment groups, I think it's like Frontier or Privateer or whatever, they made a lot. Anybody who invested in this early made a lot. Even think about how much Constellation Brands has already made. That's the funny, isn't that? I think that's the most comical part, is that Constellation makes this big investment, and everyone's like, oh my God, Constellation made this investment, we buy it, and then they just made Constellation a crazy return on investment. But by buying this. But no, it is going to be, I think he's holding it, and traditionally the reasons would be, it's like he's either can't sell it and he's locked up like you're insinuating, or on the other end, he might really believe in it. Some CEOs, if he believes in it, and it's a smart move, it's a low float stock. If this guy knows, hey, look what it's done, you guys have heard me talk about this philosophy, and if you just hold the shares and it's this thinly traded beast with great publicity, great hype, all this stuff behind it, he could just be playing a more strategic investing move. He might not have access to all those funds, but it could make the reputation and solidify the company a lot more by holding those shares. So that's why maybe he's not, or he just hasn't done it yet because he's locked in it. So finding those underlying reasoning, we'll have to look through the filings and figure that out. Go look at some of the forms, look at the S1 again, their initial filing statement, and go from there to see. But that is just a human decision at that point. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know why he's doing it, obviously, unless he's restricted from it. And if he is, that brings up potential risk for this. But that's, again, it circles back down to everything about this video and everything about Tilray, is that even if we know something's going to happen with it, unless you know it's going to go up and could buy a reasonable call, it's not worth it. Because like, even if I knew it was going to go up, if I didn't know how much it was going to go up, I could still fuck around, buy a call, and still that call doesn't go up even after the stock moves. Like, let's take a look. I think this is a great example. These 310s were available yesterday, right? You bought the 310s yesterday, you were paying $29.50. Today, what, you're going to get $30.90 on the ask, $29. You literally broke even.
Jesus.
Think about it. That's right now. At the beginning of the day, you were down 50% almost. You see, so even if this was your only call available, it's cheap. You could see why people would be attracted to it. Even if you bought that, you still lost money. So same thing on the put side. Even if we know, okay, the guy's going to sell out this and that, until this implied volatility and hype dies the fuck off and people forget about it, you can't play it. You could play the sympathy plays, you could play the other stocks related to it, but the same thing still exists. This hype is still spread to the other ones. I bought Zenerba because that just wasn't really persistent with them, every single call went up already. Look at Zenerba, went up 11%, calls went up 900%. You see the big difference?
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
So Nasdaq says the lockup period expiration is January 15th. The quiet period was on the 28th of last month, and the lockup period is 180 days.
From IPO?
I would assume so.
Yeah, so January. Well, that's interesting. Well, we'll look there. I'll end the video. We'll talk about this now, but everybody who's watching this on YouTube, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have anything else you want to say, feel free to, but if not, subscribe, post notifications, like the video, tell Remy to star in one of my videos since he won't do it, only on webinar. Yeah, I love you guys. Any last comments?
Don't buy the hype.
Don't buy the hype. Amen. Amen. Don't buy the hype, baby. All right, guys. I'll leave it at that. Peace out, YouTube.